Hey guys, it's Penguin here, and welcome back to another gold making video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about knowledge points, but more specifically, we're going to be discussing how to make sure you're getting the right amount of knowledge points each week for your specific profession, and also share some unique ways to get knowledge points that not everybody knows about. Some of these are just, easily forgettable, and they've been here since the start of the expansion, while some of them have been added, halfway through, so we're going to talk about them today. As always, if you are looking for just a, very beginner knowledge point guide, I already have one of those, and I'll leave it in the description, but if you're looking for some more information, hopefully this video will help you out. But everybody, thank you so much for watching, and let's dive right into it. And so up first, before we discuss sources and all of that, I just want to showcase how to actually track the knowledge points each week. One of the most common questions I get is how many knowledge points can you get each week? Is there some sort of way to check to see if you've already done that source, etc.? And so I want to showcase a week aura tracker. Now, these week aura trackers have been floating around ever since the start of the expansion. Many people have already caught on to them, but if not, I want to show you the one that I personally recommend. Of course, keep in mind that there are a ton of them out there, all with their pros and cons, so don't feel like you have to use this week aura, but I like it because it's minimal yet effective. And so I will leave this down below in a link in the description. But if you open up your, basic week aura settings, all you have to do is go to that website, copy the import, then hit import right here, paste it, and then just hit import, and you're good to go. Now, I am purposely on a character who has done nothing with knowledge points this week to kind of show you the full week aura, but what I like to do is just, move it up there. There we go, right in the corner, and then that's it. And so, like I mentioned, I have not done any sort of knowledge points this week, and it flat out tells me exactly what I need to do. This is my blacksmith and my jewel crafter, so it basically says, hey, remember there is a crafting order quest, that is, one out of the 3 weekly quests you have, and it's saying if I complete it, I have 1 for blacksmithing and 1 for jewel crafting. I can find these quests right here, pick them up, and complete them. Secondly, it's saying, hey, remember you also have your 2 profession quest. What that's referring to is the collection quest that you can find right here for, of course, blacksmithing and jewel crafting, and then you also have your trainer quest. So in this case, the jewel crafting one is right here at the jewel crafting trainer, and my blacksmithing one is over by the blacksmithing trainer. Right over here, as you can see, I've actually, prepared to turn this one in. And so we can quickly just complete the quest. Sometimes it requires a reload, and then we are good to go. And so now you guys can see that the Valdrakken Profession quest is down to 1 for blacksmithing, so perfect. Then of course, besides the actual quest, it also tracks to see if you've actually done a Draconic Treaty. This week, that is a one-time item that you can use to gain a single knowledge point. But I think the most important thing about this tracker is that it tracks mob and treasure drops. For those who don't know, you can guarantee 2 drops from treasures for each profession every single week, and you can also guarantee 2 mob drops. So if we take a look at the tracker, it's saying, hey, I need to loot dirt or packs in order to get those 2 treasure drops, 2 for jewel crafting and 2 for blacksmithing, and then it lists the enemies that have a chance of dropping the other knowledge points. So for the case of blacksmithing, I have to go kill Rousing Fire and Rousing Earth enemies, and then for the case of jewel crafting, I have to kill either the Sundered Flame or the Elemental enemies. Now, if you guys are never sure exactly where those enemies are listed, what I always recommend is just look up that name. For example, you can look up the, Earth Fragment on Wowhead, and it will give you a whole list of enemies that you can kill to get that item. So, for example, if you look up the Earth Fragment and you click on one of the first mobs, it's going to take you to a cave kind of right over here, and then you can kill them, and that's how you get your knowledge point. So yeah, this is not the main purpose of the video, but I do get a lot of questions about how to actually track these weekly points, and this is what I highly recommend. And alright, we're going to actually talk about sources of knowledge points that not everybody knows about, and we're going to start with probably the most uncommon one, which is actually only for enchanters. So enchanters, listen up, and everybody else, I do apologize. Many people don't know that there are 4 glimmers that drop from the primal storms that grant 3 knowledge points each. So you have the glimmer of fire, the glimmer of air, frost, and earth. Now the thing about these is that yes, they are only for enchanters, but they're also only for enchanters who spec into primal extraction. So yes, there is kind of a double layer here. Yes, you have to have Dragonflight Enchanting, but you also need the primal extraction unlocked. Now this requirement is still a little bit iffy, but through my testing I, farmed for a few hours primal storms and never ever got a glimmer. But once I put 10 points into Insight of the Blue and actually unlocked primal extraction, I got glimmers within 30 minutes. So definitely make sure you are spec'd into this, and then it's just a case of going to those primal storms, killing mobs, and hoping for the best. I did not actually get footage of the glimmer of fire dropping, but I did have a timer going on and it took me 5 minutes to get that glimmer, and then I actually recorded the glimmer of the air, which I will show you right now, and that took almost, I believe it was about 20 minutes, but my video will correct me. So these are not easy drops at all. The fire one was definitely lucky. I have seen people who are spec'd into primal extraction and it still takes them an hour. So don't give up, but definitely pick these up. And so just to summarize, there are 4 glimmers. They reward 3 knowledge points each, and these are a one-time thing. So these are not weekly, these are not monthly, you can only do them one time, but 12 knowledge points is definitely a lot. Up next, I want to talk about a source that is a lot more commonly known, but it is available to everybody. And this is that there are actually Renown perks that give knowledge points. I will have a spreadsheet in the description for you that is mine that you can look. You can also just pause and take a look at the chart right now, but there are 2 different renowns tied to each profession. But in our case, on my character, I am looking at tailoring and enchanting. So for tailoring, for example, I need Dragon Scale Expedition and Valdrakken Accord Rep. Now the milestones that I am talking about, the actual sources, comes from Renown 14 and 24 within the profession. So if we take a look at Valdrakken Accord right here, as you guys can see, I have actually already hit this milestone, but at Renown 14, you gain something called Crafter's Knowledge. And so once you hit this, you just have to go over to the Renown area. There will be a quest that you just hit complete on, and you'll be granted an item that grants you 5 knowledge points. This same exact thing happens, but it happens at Renown 24. So I actually have not hit this yet on my main character. I am close, I am at 20, but this happens for every single profession, and you can get it for 2 different renowns. So like I said, for tailoring, my other one is Dragon Scale Expedition, and I will say Dragon Scale Expedition is the one weird one. You guys will notice that you actually gain the knowledge points at Renown 23, which is, a lot easier for us. But as you can see, I have actually hit both of those milestones. So I've gathered knowledge at Renown 23, and also I got the perk at Renown 14. So depending on the pairing of your professions, you may have to rep grind all different factions, or you may get lucky where they double up with each other, or you can only have to rep grind 3 out of the 4, etc. You at least are going to have to target 2, but maybe you get super lucky with your pairings. I did not get super lucky. I need Expedition, Tuscar, and Accord because I'm an enchanter tailor. Then lastly, this is just a quick reminder. This is not some sort of secret source, but this is your friendly reminder to make sure you start and complete the Dragon Shard questline if you haven't yet. To those who are thinking to themselves, I thought the skip came back, I thought there was a questline skip for that. There was a skip, it got removed, and then the skip was back, and then it got removed. So currently at the state of recording and releasing this video, the questline or the questline skip is no longer available, and this is Future Penguin stopping by real quick to say that they actually just hotfixed it back. I am editing this video about 3 hours after I recorded it, and about an hour ago the skip was actually hotfixed back. So the skip existed, it got removed, it existed, it got removed, and now it's back. To just confirm, right now it is 9 p.m. on Monday night, and if I talk to this guy right here, the skip is there. So you get all of your dragon shards, you also get reputation. If you skip, the only thing you miss out on is a free reagent bag and a free profession accessory. But those are so cheap, it really doesn't matter, so I do recommend skipping if you don't want to spend the time, but ignore me, the skip is officially back. Blizz, please don't remove it. But the questline itself is super easy, and it will reward you 4 knowledge points. That's also 200 artisan metal, because you gain 4 dragon shards, which grant 50 artisan metal each, along with some reputation. Then lastly, this is just another friendly reminder to don't forget about draconic treaties. Hopefully if you are using the week aura, that will help you out. But I will say I have definitely forgotten the Draconic Treaty in the past, because you only have to use 1 per week, and so I think to myself, oh, you know, I'll get it crafted on Friday. Then Friday comes around and of course I forget about it, etc. So make sure you do buy yourself a Draconic Treaty. You do have to order these through the crafting order system, but they are relatively cheap and highly worth it. That is 1 additional knowledge point, which does add up week by week as time goes on. But everybody, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this video was at least a little bit helpful. To the enchanters out there, I wish you luck with the RNG. I hope you guys enjoy the week aura, and as always everybody, have a great day.